Today we're going to be learning about how to factor a GCF. Our objective is that we will be able to factor the GCF out of a polynomial. So what is a factor? A factor is a number or variable that divides evenly into another number or variable. For example, 2 is a factor of 6 because 6 divided by 2 is 3, which is a whole number. What is the greatest common factor of a polynomial? It's the largest number and the most variables that divide evenly into every term. What if we want to find the GCF of 15x cubed y squared plus 20x to the 6th y cubed minus 10x to the 4th y? The greatest number that divides exactly into 15, 20, and negative 10 would be 5. The greatest degree, or exponent, of x that fits into x cubed, x to the 6th, and x to the 4th would be x cubed. Think about it this way. This guy has $3, this guy has $6, and this guy has $4. If they're all going to give the same amount, they can only all give $3 because this guy won't have anything else to give. We can use the same idea with the y's. We have y squared, y cubed, and y to the 1st. The most they can all give is just y. So if we put that together, our GCF would be 5x cubed y. What is the GCF of 3a squared minus 12ab plus 9b squared? Well, what's the greatest number that divides exactly into 3, negative 12, and 9? That would be 3. Since the monomials don't share a variable with all of them, so like this one has a, this has a and b, this one has b. There's nothing that all 3 of them have. The GCF is just 3. Let's look at 5x to the 4th plus 8x cubed minus 2x squared. The greatest number that divides exactly into 5, 8, and negative 2 would be 1. Everything's divisible by 1, so if they have nothing else in common, it'll just be 1. The greatest degree of x that fits into x to the 4th, x cubed, and x squared would be x squared. So our GCF is just 1x squared, and we don't have to write the 1. What's the GCF of 7c squared minus 11c minus 14m? The greatest number that divides exactly into all of those, again, is 1. There's nothing they all have in common. They also don't share any variables through all 3 terms, so the GCF is just 1. Pause the video for a minute and you see if you can figure out the GCF for each of the following before I show you the answers. All right, time to check your answers. For 14ak to the 6th minus 4a squared k cubed plus 8ak to the 4th, your GCF would be 2ak cubed. For 18p w cubed plus 24w squared minus 12p, your GCF would be 6. And for 15m cubed q cubed minus 7mq squared minus 22m to the 4th q to the 5th would be mq squared. How'd you do? So how do you factor out a GCF of a polynomial? So the first thing you need to do is figure out what the GCF is. And we actually found the GCF for all of these on the front. So for 15x cubed y squared plus 20x to the 6th y cubed minus 10x to the 4th y, we said the GCF was 5x cubed y. So in order to factor it out, it's basically the opposite of distributing. We're going to divide them all by the same thing. So 5x cubed y So 5x cubed y will go out front because that's what we're dividing everything by. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And when you're dividing with exponents, it's basically subtracting. So we had 3 x's, we divided 3 of them out, so there's no x's left. We had 2 y's, we divided 1 of them out, so 1 of them will be left. Plus 20 divided by 5 is 4. We had 6 x's, we divided 3 of them out, so we're left with 3. We had 3 y's, we divided 1 of them out, so we're left with 2. And then finally minus 10 divided by 5 is 2. We had 4 x's, we divided 3 of them out, so there's 1 x left. And our y's all divided out. If you wanted to check your answer, you could simply take the GCF and distribute it back in, and you should end up with the original problem. So here on the front, we said our GCF was 3, so we'll divide all the terms by 3. So if we take 3 out, we'd be left with a squared minus 4ab plus 3b squared. In our third example, we said the GCF was x squared. So we'll divide them all by x squared. That'll go out front. And we'll be left with 5x squared plus 4x minus 2. In our fourth example, the GCF was 1. So if we divide everything by 1, we're just going to get a 1 outside, and everything would stay the same. How about to factor out the GCF of 28x to the 5th plus 14x cubed plus 7x squared? Pause the video and you try it before I show you how to do it. So our GCF would be 7 because all 3 terms are divisible by 7, and the most of the x's we could take out would be x squared. So we're going to divide everything by 7x squared. So 7x squared goes outside. 28 divided by 7 would be 4. We had 5 x's, we divided 2 out, so we'll have 3 left. Plus 14 divided by 7 is 2. We had 3 x's, we took 2 out, so there's 1 left. And then finally 7 divided by 7 is 1. And we need that there. A lot of people see, oh, it's 7x squared over 7x squared. They cancel out. That's true, but they cancel out to equal 1. A key thing to remember is that if there's 3 terms in your original problem, you're going to have 3 terms inside the parentheses. That's all for today. Fill in your summary, and I'll see you in class.